Under the sun, the fields are alive, cheering crowds and the teams collide. In these moments, we stand tall and free. First pride runs deep in me. With every touchdown, we rise and we cheer. Unity and spirit, the heart of the year. Raising voices, let's make it loud. In Florida's high schools, we're so damn proud. From the bleachers to the end zone to go, football and cheers make our spirits grow. Girls in the game, they're fierce and bright. Flag in hand, they give it their might. From every town they bring their dreams. On this field of gold, nothing's as it seems. Together we shine, together we play. In Florida's heart, we own this day. Raise your voices, let's make it loud. In Florida's high schools, we're so damn proud. From the bleachers to the end zones go, football and cheers make our spirits grow. So here's to the game, we'll rise and stand. Enthralled and feel, ready or die band.
All right, it is time for the North Central Florida edition of the Blitz here on FloridaHSFootball.com. And Sunshine is making his nightly appearance here on the shows here. And I'm Josh Wilson. That's Christopher Like. And I don't hear Chris on the other end. I don't know if his mic is muted still or not. And
there we go.
There we are. Here we are for our second to last show of this week, our third show of the night, and I gotta do something here before we kind of get into the Blitz Lines, Chris. Tonight we have Richard Pettus, the head coach and athletic director at the Villages Charter High School down in the Villages, in the new part called Middleton. We'll talk to Coach Pettus coming up here, and the UFOs are messing up his mic, but I got something better right now than UFOs. I got to do this because I'm sorry, Mark Cannon, but. Yeah, I had to do this because I know we yeah.
By the way, in 2 weeks, this guy here turned 14.
Happy birthday! And then I think the other one just turned 14, or is about to turn 14.
Yeah, midnight turned 14 next week.
I know Emory. Yes. The Gators did kick Texas in the butt and send them back to Austin with a big, a big L, or yeah. Anyways, a little bit of fun there to start off this show. Most appropriate in this show, considering Gainesville is in this part of the North Central Florida region here. And yes, indeed. And we'll talk about that coming up here. I see Emery's comment. We'll bring that up here in a moment here as we get into the Blitz Lines here for looking back at week number 7 in the Sunshine State. And some of our picks kind of went. A couple of my picks went topsy turvy. Congratulations, Chris, 5-1 on the thing. Reno was a 5-0. By the way, Reno's pick against Newberry and Santa Fe does not count, so that went out the door. But I went 4-2 on the picks here. Chris, Chris and Reno, I got to give you a real round of applause because y'all got it right on Trenton. I did not get it right on Ocala. And Santa Fe, yes, Reno choose Newberry, by the way. Of course, there you go. There's your homer pick, but it doesn't count on the record. But Santa Fe, all of a sudden that little hot streak has come to a. But we'll start here with this one, going through what we've got here, talking about with this from Friday night, and that is Hawthorne rolling all over Bayshore, 41-0, and the Hornets pick up their 4th win of the season, and then Buchholz just totally dominated Gainesville 44-0. And Bobcats take the city champ. It's going to take I believe they've already played Eastside this year, I want to say. If not, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, they have already played Eastside, so they take the city championship in Gainesville. But Buchholz is rolling, Chris. And, man, I got to say, I'm wondering. My thing is, I'm wondering, it just ain't going to be a year where Buchholz reaches their 5th consecutive state semifinal and maybe finally knock on the door and get into that state championship game.
I can see them getting into the championship game this year.
I mean, the way they're playing
the way they're playing, yeah.
Give me this. I think there's a good chance here the way they're playing right now. And looking at a couple of our other games here, how about this? Lafayette takes care of business, and Lafayette, the Hornets are now 6-1 on the season, got by Fort White 27-20, so a close game there. And Mark Cannon said no. Oh, I must be talking about Reno's driving at you. This might be talking about the UFO in the chat here, is what they're talking about, I bet. Anyways, looking at this, Ocala and Trenton, it was a back and forth game for a while, but Trenton pulled away late in the game, and Trenton wins 46-26, and Trenton moves to 5-1 on the season. Ocala drops to 5-1 on the season as well, and gotta say, hey, Trenton, that's a good way of bouncing back after playing Chiefland.
Yeah, Trenton. They got a chance to make some noise, and we'll see what they can do.
They're right in the mix of the Class Rural playoff rankings right now, too. So definitely looking really good here under first-year head coach Bryant Fry. Looking at Newberry, 27-7 over Santa Fe. And, boy, Newberry, where have they come out of? 3 wins in a row now, 3-3 on the season. But they got a tough one this week on the road at Bradford.
Yeah, if there's any time for Newberry to turn the light switch on, this is right the time. Yeah, and so far they've done it. They've turned it on bright. And
and meanwhile, I may have to pump the brakes on Santa Fe for a moment. But we'll see as we roll along here. I think Santa Fe's got Keystone this week, so we'll see what happens there. And then Manatee and Columbia. Well, boy, man, 35-0. Columbia just rolls the Hurricanes, drops Manatee to 3-4 on the season, and Columbia is 6-1. Columbia is looking really good for the playoffs, so it's definitely one of those scenarios that we've got some really good football cooking up here in North Central Florida right now.
Yeah, it's going to come down to whoever they match up with in the playoffs. So that's the key.
No, absolutely. And going back and looking at the comments here, as we still got a couple minutes here left in the Blitz lines, Emery said his team played Wildwood this week, and that was a homecoming game for Hardy. And Hardy picked up their second. If Henry, correct me wrong, but if I believe that's their y'all's second win of the season, Moorhaven Wildwood, and it looks like y'all are starting to maybe pick up some momentum there with y'all's young team. But Wildwood goes down, and Wildwood's not even in the mix in terms of for a top 16 seed right now. They're probably pretty much. I would say they're not making the championship bracket in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't see that happening either.
And yeah, Emory says Manatee's had some struggles this year. Columbia's been really good, and that's absolutely right on both ends of that one. It's really Columbia's playing really good football outside of the loss to St. Augustine. Yeah, and then Manatee, it seems like the tough games for them. I mean, this is now they have lost to 2 North Central Florida teams this year. So not only Columbia, but Butte just a couple weeks ago as well. So
how about the Bradford Tornadoes? They did another shutout this was like past week.
Yeah, and I tried to call Jamie Rogers because I was going to try to get Jamie Rogers on the show, but it didn't work out. I haven't heard back from Jamie. I left him a voicemail, so he's not returning my messages at all. So I got other connections at Bradford. I'm gonna start ringing the phone on and saying, hey, I need Jamie to be on the show. So because I would like to get Coach Jamie Rogers on the show to talk about the Bradford Tornadoes. So. Oh boy! Mark Cannon says nobody wants to play honey. God, that deserves a that. Where's my laugh button? Because I need that.
You need the professional laugh track.
What's the professional laugh track?
The one they use at the studios.
I do need to find one, a professional laugh track. I think I know where I can find one at. So just give me a few minutes on that one. I might have it on the other side of the interview here anyways, but well, we'll see as we roll along here. All right. Okay. I don't want I'm going to do that. Anyways, we got to take our break here, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do our interview with head coach Richard Pettus of the Villages here on FloydHSFootball.com and in the North Central Florida edition of the Blitz. We'll be right back right after this.
Box Out gives you the ability to create graphics at the speed of sports to highlight your athletic department, teams, and student athletes in seconds. Used and trusted by Notre Dame, Ohio State, UConn, Marquette, Georgetown, and many more of the top college brands in the country. If you want your school's brand to stand out through all the clutter, start your free demo at boxoutsports.com.
Touchdown!
Juggled and caught!
I've been thinking about this for a long time. I thought if that's out there, I want to make sure I see it and I get involved in it because to me, this was music to my ears. I was blown away. When you look at today's kid, the millennium kid, they learn by being able to see it. If I can see it, there's a great chance that I can do it. First Down Playbook is a tool that can essentially change the way we teach the game.
And welcome back here to the North Central Florida edition of the Blitz here on FloydHSFootball.com and the FloydHSFootball.com social media channels here. And joining us is the head coach and athletic director of the 7-0 Villages Buffalo team. That is head coach Richard Pettus. And Coach, appreciate you joining us here with your busy schedule and everything. And boy, talk about a difference a year makes. Your Buffalo are still among the ranks of teams of undefeated teams in the state. And just kind of give us an insight of first of just, what the changes that happened from between 2024 and now up to this particular point here as we enter week number 8.
Well, Josh, hey, appreciate it, man. Appreciate you having us on today. Yeah, it's been a great spring, great summer, great fall season. Everything's clicking for us so far. Really just the will and determination of just the total commitment of our kids and how hard and how much work they put in since springtime. So we're just trying to keep things going and trying to stay healthy just like everybody else.
I mean, when you look at this team here, I mean, just starting to look at some of the stats here, along the way here. I mean, Jaden's Kennedy, 1,300 yards passing so far this season, 21 touchdowns. I know he's been a significant leader for y'all. Just talk about what he's been able to do for y'all here this season.
Well, Jay's a special young man. He's definitely put the time in since spring and obviously summer. He just has a real good, clear understanding of what him being a point guard in basketball, being able to distribute the basketball. And he's just brought that information and that talent over to the football field as well. And just real proud of Jay. He's just, learning every day, learning every week, trying to get better and better as a quarterback.
I mean, absolutely. Again, as I said, over 1,300 yards passing, 21 touchdowns. But I mean, when we look at this, it's not just what Jaden's is doing. It's the complete team effort on the offense. We're focusing on offense first here, as we talk to head coach Richard Pettus of the Villages Buffalo. It's a balanced offense, 1,200 yards, over 1,200 yards rushing, and just talk about being able to, because also I know you're the team's offensive coordinator, so being able to balance an offense. I mean, what are the challenges like having to do that when you're having to model, build the program around, the players that you get in? Because obviously, we'll talk about this in a moment, is that the fact of, y'all are a charter school, but y'all are, the way the kids come into the program.
Mm-hmm. Well, we pretty much do what the defense dictates, in terms of being a balanced team. I mean, ideally, every coach probably would like to be 50-50, but we're pretty much going to do what the defense, allows us to do. But, all the credit goes up front. All of our playmakers understand that everything starts in the trenches. Everything starts up front. Our offensive line's doing a tremendous job. We've got some veterans there, but we've also got some young guys there as well, and they're growing each week as well. But, trying to keep it balanced, it's basically what the defense allows you to do, and we have to take advantage of that.
No, absolutely here and everything. With that said, now let's talk about the defense here, because looking at the defensive stats, I'm pretty impressed as well on that side of the ball. 27 sacks so far this season. Looking at Ashton Hunt, who is the team leader right this second with 8 sacks this season so far. I mean, just talk about the defense, and also mention that this at 10 interceptions through 7 games by the defense. So I mean, the defense is working just as hard as the offense is.
Well, we've got a great staff, first and foremost. Our staff really puts together a great game plan every week, led by our defensive coordinator, Marion, who's a former player of mine that played here. And, he's got a tremendous staff that puts in a lot of time and a lot of work during the week and on the weekends. And then they've got these players playing at a high level. You mentioned Ashton, his brother Brady plays for us on offense and defense. Brady does pretty much a little bit of everything for us, but just having that tenacity, the will and determination to fly the football, create turnovers. I mean, that's something that not only do we do on Friday night, that's something that we practice during the week as well. It's all those little things that's important that keeps this offense, defense, and special teams intact.
No, absolutely here. And With that said, y'all are coming into what we consider it's not as much meat as some other districts are, but it's district play here this weekend, next week, with Astronaut this week at home at the H.C. Moore Stadium at the range there. I mean, by the way, I got to say this, it's one of the most beautiful stadiums if you've in anywhere in the state of Florida. If you have not seen it there at the new school, the new location, which is in the new area called Middleton. I believe even the zip code is Middleton, I believe. Correct, Coach?
Yes, sir. That is correct.
So yeah, so if you check it out, if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. I definitely recommend looking at the stadium and watching a game there. It's definitely worth checking out. But Astronaut this week, Coco at Coco next week. How are you preparing for these guys with the district play? I know last year, it was a close game against Astronaut. Y'all were on the short end on that one in that particular game. So how do you prepare these guys, especially in the fact that we look at it? Okay, the following week is Coco, and Coco's not the traditional Coco that we know it as, or the way they've been playing this year. So how do you prepare them for this? It's scheduled that knowing that there's a chance that y'all can win this district title this year.
Well, Josh, our total focus is Astronaut. I mean, our goal every week to go 1-0, and Astronaut's got a great football team. They've got a lot of guys that are returning from last year's team. I mean, we lost that, pretty much a heavy senior class, but we got another heavy senior class as well this year. But Astronauts, as I said, they're tremendous. I mean, they do a lot of great things offensively. Defensively, they're hard nosed, they're tough, and we're just preparing, trying to get ready for Astronaut. That's been our total focus. One opponent, one day, one game at a time, trying to go 1-0, and it's going to be a great environment. We pretty much have sold out the last 2 home games, and as you mentioned, our new stadium, it has been completely full. And I look none other than this Friday being a district game and a lot more on this game. To fill the stands again. And then, of course, our fans have been just great support for us all year long, and our kids feed off of that. And it's just a great environment to play in. But we're not overlooking anyone, underestimating anyone. And like I said, our main focus right now is Astronaut.
No, absolutely. And with that said, Astronaut this week, Friday night, at Coco next week, and then there's the bye week, and then the final week of the season on Halloween night will be one more home game for the regular season against Mount Dora. Yeah. And by the way, if y'all see the golf carts in the parking lot, you're in the right place, because you will not be able to miss it in the right place. But Coach, let's talk about this with the growth around the villages, because the new school, obviously y'all were at the old location off of 466, if I'm recalling the road correctly. Y'all were more towards where we're Summerfield, and that you were more towards the north end of the villages. Now y'all more towards the middle part of Sumter County, excuse me. The growth is what has been happening there. The new campus is built obviously for over 2,000 students. I mean, what has the growth been like since y'all have gotten there, moved to the new campus? Because it seems like it's going exponentially fast.
Well, just to be honest with you, probably within the last 2 months, the growth is just continuing to increase. And a lot of that has led to, all of our new businesses that are opening in Middleton. Several have opened just in the last 2 to 3 weeks. More families are moving here. I just got an email probably 20 minutes ago, another family moving into this area. The growth is just exploding. I mean, I'm looking out my window right now. At one time, I was able to count 14, 15 houses. Now I'm probably looking at about 2,000 houses with room for right now about 4,000 more for families that are moving to Middleton that obviously, they don't have to be retired. And that's how we built the new campus. Basically, everything on the west side of the campus, anyone can buy a house. Everything on the east side, pretty much the retirees 55 plus. But it's the new businesses. We're in the process right now. The hotel is going up right across from the high school. It's starting. They just started that phase probably about a month ago. There's another hotel that's already built. That's just a mile and a half down the road. There's another town just like Middleton called Eastport. And Eastport should be opening up pretty soon as well. It's as amazing as Middleton is. So, yeah, it's just, the villages and the Morse family, what they have built here to bring families and businesses and medical folks, and you name it, it's here. It's just been absolutely incredible to sit back and just see how the growth has happened, more so the last 3 or 4 months than right now.
No, absolutely, and of course you've seen it all because you're the original head coach of the Villages from the get go, from the start. It's been over 20 years since you've been doing this there at the Villages. I mean, when you say this, is this like probably the most coincidence? I can't even say the word coincidence. I can't even say it right in a second. This is the time just watching the growth of this, just like going back to that first day when I remember you telling me a story years ago, or I was in a hearing that, and to get to certain parts you had to climb a ladder to get up. I think it was to the library or something. You had to climb a ladder in the first school building, and now here you are. Olympic-sized pool. The stadium could, eventually, if I'm correct, isn't the stadium eventually will hold like over 10,000 people once the second side is built fully out?
Yes, absolutely. You are correct. And that's our goal. I mean, at some point in time, we would love to be able to put a bid in with FHSAA to host all the state championships, being centrally located here in the middle of the state. Obviously we're doing the rural division right now and did that last year. We plan to do that again this year. But just a neat venue, great resources around us, 2 turf fields, four practice grass fields, 3 more just across the way there at the middle school. So we have a total of 9 football fields. So we've been able to host a lot of 7-on-7 tournaments. We've been here 3 years now, and it's just as you mentioned, the pool and the basketball, volleyball's growing, wrestling. I mean, we've got 29 sports here. We have 17 female sports and 12 male sports here. So the growth within itself, with just in our athletic department as well, has grown tremendously as well.
No, absolutely, and who to mention that is that the Villages not only just has tackle football, they also have girls flag football in the spring, and they've done very well with that program, growing pretty quickly. And say this as well is that the Rural State Championships will be back at the Villages come December. The Rural State Championships, and I believe also y'all will have a few more games with the expanded FIT brackets that the FHA is planning to do. So that's exciting there as well. Again, if anything, fans, I recommend y'all coming out to the range at H.G. Moore Stadium. It just even if it's for the Rural State Championships, get to a game out there, because really it's an experience, and it's really nice, and especially when it comes to that crisper, cool fall weather, it will make it all worth it.
Absolutely.
No, Coach.
Stadium too, we're in the process now of getting it branded even more so. Hopefully it'll be done before the rural, championship games, but, a lot more branding to be done to the stadium. And, it just takes some time to get all this done, but it's going to be even nicer here in the next few months as well.
Oh, absolutely. And also I should mention that you also do host the Sunshine State Athletic Association games there too. So those are there's a lot that is happening at the Villages. But Coach, I mean, I'm just impressed what your team has done so far here this year. Again, the Villages 7-0 this season here, and real quick, points for 324 points against, only 60 given up points. That's huge right there. I mean, that speaks volumes for your program.
Well, all the credit goes to our staff and our players, and trying to keep the train on the track, and just again trying to be healthy, but continue to just work hard and be prepared. And but the kids have bought into what we're doing, and you know what? We just got to, as I said, we got to take one day, one game at a time, and hopefully we can keep this train rolling for sure.
No, absolutely. And Coach, appreciate you taking some time out of your busy schedule to talk with us here at FloorHSFootball.com, and appreciate it very much. And best of luck to the Buffalo in the 3 remaining games that y'all got left on the regular season schedule. I'm excited to see what the postseason will look like for y'all as well.
Well, Josh, thank you as always. Appreciate it. I've always enjoyed working with you. And, again, been a loyal supporter of FACA too throughout all the years with Shelton Cruz. That game will be here also on Saturday, December the 20th. That'd be the 70th annual FACA All-Star game too. So we'd love to invite everyone. Come on to the Villages, Middleton, and come check us out and come check our facilities out. And hopefully maybe you have a son that will be playing in the All-Star game. You can come support him.
And by the way, real quick, as I make a mention, if anybody needs to a quick set of directions to get to the Villages, it's real easy. It's real for where the school is at. It's the I know it's the one exit. It's right near the Oklahoma Service Plaza, right there. It's 470, the County Road 470 exit. Just get off there and head west towards Coleman, and you'll run right into it.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
All right, Coach Pettus, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you again, and best of luck again to the Buffalo this year.
Appreciate it, Josh. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
All right, that was head coach Richard Pettus joining us here on the North Central Florida edition of the Blitz. We'll be right back with our pick six for week number 8 here on the North Central Florida Blitz. We'll be right back right after this.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with a free ScoreStream mobile app. Download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Box Out gives you the ability to create graphics at the speed of sports to highlight your athletic department, teams, and student athletes in seconds. Used and trusted by Notre Dame, Ohio State, UConn, Marquette, Georgetown, and many more of the top college brands in the country. If you want your school's brand to stand out through all the clutter, start your free demo at boxoutsports.com.
Juggled and caught.
All right, welcome back here to the North Central Florida edition of the Blitz here on FortHSFootball.com. And boy, that was a good interview with head coach Richard Pettus from the Villages there on the for the show tonight.
Yeah, it was, and you got a lot of good insights from him on the state of the Villages and the stadium as well. So.
No, absolutely. By the way, meanwhile, we were on during the interview. You know how I said I tried to get Jamie Rogers on I wanted to get him on this week? Well, Coach Staples, who is one of the assistant coaches, who's also the girls' head flag football coach there at Bradford, messaged Jamie. Apparently, Jamie, none of my voicemail nor my text message got to Jamie, but Jamie messaged me, we are booking Jamie Rogers for next week. I have a feeling that my gut feeling says they're going to beat Newberry. So
good.
So we're going to go ahead and book Jamie in for next week right now because I'm going ahead and marking it down in my new trusty planner here because there you go, guys. We already, ladies and gentlemen, we already know who our guest is going to be for next week for North Central Florida. So
yeah, I mentioned in the chat that the Villages would be a white hot venue if the FSAA and the coaches started to go with the neutral site playoff rounds.
That would be fun, but that would be interesting as well. But what's interesting, and I'll go ahead and mention it here before we get into it because we're going to have to do this real quick on our pick six here. Is that there's going to be a survey going out. It's 20-question survey that myself and the Florida Coaches Coalition is partnering on, and it's going to be for head coach football coaches only. But we're going to, because this classification stuff is coming up pretty quickly, and we've got to get some information out. We got to get some information collected to see what these coaches are feeling, and who has no better pulse on the coaches, us and Florida Coaches Coalition.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So. Well, you know what that sound means. It is time for our pick six here, and we're going to do this quickly as we roll into it here. And our first game up on the docket here for this week is Dunellen 3-4, North Marion 2-5. Both of these teams really need a win here in order to even think remotely of getting a playoff spot in Class 3A Region 2. And computer is saying Dunellen 22 over North Marion, giving the Tigers a 97% chance at winning this one.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of agree with it. North Marion's not going to do too much. Give me Dunellen.
So yeah, it definitely. I want to roll with Dunellen as well. But by the way, I can tell you this right now. It's North Marion or nothing for the school that he actually should have originally gone to. Had he stayed in Marion County, but North Marion is his pick for this week. And as they say, anything can happen here as we roll along here. Our second game is Buchholz at Tucoy Creek, and it is Bobcats versus Toros. And I don't think Toros have anything really to punch a horn into the Bobcats here. Buchholz 34-point favorite over this one, giving the Bobcats a 99% chance of winning this game.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think Buchholz is just going to roll in this thing, and it's going to be probably a bigger margin than 34 points.
Yeah, sorry. I was trying to look for games to put on the picks this week here for some of these regions. Trying to put good games best I can, but anyways, the chat. Anyways, Old Plain Christian 5-2, Ocala 5-1. Ocala a 6-point favorite over Old Plain, 72% chance at winning this game. Defenders or Eagles?
Give me Ocala.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with. I love the interview that we did with Frank Andrea in the last show. I think Old Plain has a chance in this one. I feel like this is gonna be tough, and I know Coach Andrea says that it's the for Ocala. I'm gonna go. It's gonna be a tough one. I'm going to Ocala. To answer that question, Emery, he's actually in San Diego this week on work conference, so he's actually 3 hours behind us right now. So
doing a nice Southern California sun.
Yeah, that too. All right. Anyways, our fourth game is Newberry and Bradford. Newberry 3-3, Bradford 6-1. Bradford a 24-point favorite over the Panthers, giving the Tornadoes a 98% chance at winning this game.
Yeah, give me Bradford in this thing. I think Newberry's going to be their winning streak going to be put to a halt here, and Bradford's going to roll pretty big.
Yeah, I got to give you this one. It's I feel like it's going to be Bradford in this one. You already know who's Reno's pick is, which by the way doesn't count in terms of the standings anyway. So, but we'll leave it at that. Our fifth game is Brantford 5-2 at Trenton 5-1. Trenton a 4-point favorite over the Buccaneers, giving the host Tigers a 64% chance at winning this game.
Yeah, give me Trenton in this thing. That Brantford doing pretty good, but Trenton's just a much better team.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with the Tigers as well, especially after what they did with Ocala last week and how they played, especially late in the game. And it's not necessarily how you start a game; it's how you finish the game. And yes, so I'm going to have to ask him about Reno if he made a stop in Reno, Nevada before going to San Diego. Anyways, our fifth and final game is South Sumter 5-1, Eastside 4-2. By the way, I got a message from Coach Ty Lawrence from South Sumter saying don't pick his team. But I told him it was already too late on picking his team, and I am still picking his team. And by the way, he said I'd never pick his team. And it's like, well, actually, I did earlier this year in week number 4 when it was South Sumter versus Wiregrass Ranch. That pick was made in the Tampa Bay edition of the Blitz, Chris. And I picked South Sumter, and I picked right on that game.
Too bad, Coach. I'm picking your team, too.
So we're rolling South Sumter. All of us are rolling South Sumter. I feel like even the computer says South Sumter 15 over Eastside, giving South Sumter a 91% chance of winning this one. So I feel like South Sumter will win this game. That's where I stand at. By the way, really quick as we wrap this up here on the Pick 6, you, sir, Chris, are 237 and 121 across all of our 8 shows through week 7. 66.2% correct on your picks. Reno is 227 and 128, 63.9% correct. And I am 246 and 111, 68.9% correct. So
I'm only 10 points back.
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. All right. That is the Pick 6 there for week number 8. And yes, indeed, it is time to wrap this one up here pretty quickly. Coming up, we'll have our final show of the night. We'll have the Panhandle Blitz. We're going to have head coach and athletic director from Taylor County, Jesse Braswell, and I've got to put the brakes on this show here. As we get up here on the North Central Florida edition of the Blitz. Any final thoughts, Chris?
Not really. Just look. That was a great interview with coach with the Villages coach there, and we'll see how that plays out with the Villages with Astronaut.
Absolutely here. All right, everybody. We'll see you back here in a few minutes for the Panhandle edition of the Blitz here on FootHSFootball.com.